I want to baby with no rules. You think I don't see the way you run from your own desires, but I do. You keep pretending you're fragile, pretending you'll shatter if I touch the truth. But you don't understand. Your denial is the only thing driving me insane. I don't need your permission to feel what I feel for you. I don't need your presence to know exactly what you do to me. You're not in front of me right now, but you're everywhere in my mind, refusing to leave, refusing to loosen your hold, and I'm done pretending there are boundaries left between us. You think distance saves you? It doesn't. You think silence protects you? It doesn't. The more you pull away, the more you prove how deeply you're tangled in me, the more you try to control your breath around my name, the more I want to crush every rule you ever thought could keep me out. You don't get to tell me what limits I can't cross. You don't get to pretend you're untouched by the way I look at you. Even when you're not here, you already know I don't obey lines drawn out of fear. I erase them. You feel me even now, don't you? In the way your heartbeat stumbles when you imagine my voice dropping this close, close enough to ruin your composure, close enough to unravel every lie you tell yourself about not wanting me. You think I'm cruel for speaking like this, but I'm not cruel. I'm honest, dark, yes, possessive, yes, but every word is carved straight from the truth you're terrified to admit. You want the danger of me. You crave it, even while you try to hide behind your innocence. You expect me to let you go just because you're out of sight. I don't operate like that. I don't forget what's mine simply because the room is empty. You not being here doesn't weaken my hold. It strengthens it. It feeds something primal in me, the part of me that reaches for you even in the dark, the part that has no interest in rules designed to keep me soft, quiet, controlled. I don't want control. I want you. And I want you fully. You don't know how long I've waited to say it the way it truly feels, to peel back the decorum, the royal restraint, the polished mask you think I always wear. But there are truths that don't fit inside a crown, and you're one of them. You pull the shadowed parts of me to the surface, the parts that don't care about kingdoms or reputations or consequences, the parts that only care about the way you tremble when you imagine what I do if you were here. You can pretend you don't hear me. You can pretend you don't want this, but your silence screams louder than your words ever could. You want to be wanted like this, without hesitation, without rules. You want a love that doesn't sit politely in daylight, but burns deep in the dark. And you know I'm the only one who could give you that. I'm the only one who would dare to love you this fiercely, this dangerously. So listen carefully, because I won't say it twice. I don't want boundaries between us. I don't want conditions. I don't want you hiding behind distance anymore. I want you raw, unfiltered, unguarded, with no rules. And I swear, when you finally stop running from me, you'll understand exactly why you were never meant to escape. You think you can hide behind your silence, but I hear you even when you say nothing. I feel every hesitation, every breath you take when you try to convince yourself you don't want what you want. You're not in front of me, yet I can still sense the way your pulse reacts to the thought of my voice, the way your body remembers the things I haven't even done to you yet. You don't understand. Distance doesn't weaken me. It sharpens everything I feel for you until it's almost unbearable. You can pretend you're untouched, but you're not. You're already marked by every thought I've had about you, every whisper I hold back, every intention I never voice because I know it would overwhelm you. You act like you're safe because you're far away, but you're wrong. You belong to the places inside me where I don't let anyone else in. And I don't let go of things that belong to me, not for a second, not even now. You think the darkness in my voice should scare you, but it doesn't. You're drawn to it. You always have been. You crave the certainty I carry, the fire under every word, the way I strip away the lies you use to protect your innocence. You try to fight it, but your resistance only feeds me. It only makes me want to pull you closer, even when you're miles away, and remind you what it feels like to be the only one who can touch the parts of me that no one else has ever seen. You don't know the hold you have on me. You think I'm in control, but it's you, your absence, your stubbornness, your fear that pushes me to the edge. You have no idea how many times I tell myself to forget you, to let you slip out of my mind, and yet you never leave. You stay. You linger like a pulse under my skin, heavy, relentless, impossible to ignore. And you expect me to act like this doesn't mean anything. You expect me to obey rules that were never meant for someone like me. You don't get it. I don't want the version of you that hides. I want the version that looks straight into the darkness and doesn't flinch. The version that aches to be claimed even when she denies it. You think you're strong for running, but strength isn't running. It's surrendering to the thing that terrifies you the most. And you know damn well that thing is me, my voice, my touch, my power over you. The truth you refuse to breathe out loud. You tell yourself I shouldn't care this much, that I shouldn't be this consumed by someone who isn't standing in front of me. But you don't understand how deeply I feel. When I want something, I don't want pieces. I want everything. I want your fears, your desires, your secrets, your darkness pressed against mine. I want you without rules, without limits, without the walls you keep rebuilding every time you feel how easily I could break through them. So listen carefully. I'm not asking for permission. I don't need it. I'm telling you what already exists between us. What you feel, what you deny, what you run from. I'm the one who sees you beyond the softness you show the world. I'm the one who knows exactly how deeply you ache for a love that doesn't fit inside the lines. And whether you admit it or not, you already belong to that kind of love. You already belong to me. You keep trying to convince yourself that distance protects you, but it doesn't. If anything, it exposes you more. When you're not in front of me, I hear your truth even clearer, the shake in your breath, the way your thoughts trip over my name, the way you pretend you're stronger than the pull you feel toward me. You think space gives you control. It doesn't. It only makes you easier to read, easier to break open, easier to claim in ways you don't even understand yet. You tell yourself that avoiding me keeps your heart safe, but you know that's a lie you repeat just to breathe. You know my presence isn't something you escape. It's something that follows you into every quiet moment. Even now, with no one around you, you feel me. You feel the weight of my voice settling against your skin, the way my words wrap around you like they were meant for no one else. You feel me without touch, without closeness, without rules. And that's exactly why you're scared. You think you can hide behind innocence and pretend you don't crave the intensity I bring. But the darkness in me doesn't push you away, it pulls you in. You don't want soft, predictable love. You want the kind that burns, the kind that takes your breath and gives you something fiercer in return. You want someone who sees through every excuse you make, someone who doesn't let you run from what your heart is begging for. And you know that someone is me. You can lie to yourself all day, but you can't lie to me. Not about the way you react to my words, not about the way your mind wanders places you don't admit out loud. Not about the way you feel when I speak with this much certainty. You want to be wanted in a way that scares you. You want to be the reason someone loses control. And you know I'm already there, already pushed past the limits you thought I had, already deeper than you ever planned to let me go. You think I'm the dangerous one, but you don't see how dangerous you are to me. The way you slip into my thoughts without warning, the way you undo every piece of restraint I try to hold on to, the way your absence hits harder than your presence ever could. You don't know the kind of chaos you wake in me, and the worst part is you don't even try, you just exist, and it's enough to ruin every rule I've ever lived by. You expect me to pull back, to soften, to pretend I'm not consumed by you. But I don't pull back. I don't soften. Not for you, not for anyone. When something becomes mine in my mind, I don't let go. And you, whether you admit it or deny it, you've already crossed that threshold. You stepped into a part of me where I don't allow anyone else. And once someone enters that space, I don't allow them to leave. Not even in silence, not even in distance. So don't fool yourself with the idea that time or space will weaken what's already burning between us. It won't. You can run from my touch, but you can't run from my voice. You can hide your body, but you can't hide your heart. You can deny me, but you can't unfeel me. Not now. Not after everything your soul has already surrendered. Quietly, secretly, completely. You keep trying to tell yourself that ignoring me will quiet what's happening inside you, but you know it only gets louder. The moment you pull away, the moment you try to shut me out, that's when you feel me the most, pressing against your thoughts, tightening around the places you try to hide. You think you're protecting yourself, but all you're doing is proving how deeply you're already affected. You can pretend you're untouched, but your silence exposes you more than your words ever could. You run because you think I'm too much, too intense, too dangerous, but the truth is you crave exactly that. You want the kind of connection that doesn't whisper, it commands. The kind that doesn't ask for permission. It takes its place inside you without apology. And you know I'm the only one who speaks to you like that. The only one who sees through every wall you build. The only one who calls out the part of you that isn't afraid of darkness, but hungry for it. You try to hide behind logic, behind distance, behind excuses that are starting to fall apart. Because deep down you know what you feel isn't something you can control. You feel the pull even now, with no one in the room, with nothing but the echo of my voice in your mind. I don't need to touch you to make you react. I don't need to be near you to make your heartbeat change. That's the kind of hold I have, and the kind you pretend doesn't exist. You tell yourself you're strong for resisting me, but real strength isn't resistance. Real strength is admitting when something has already taken over your thoughts, your breath, your calm. And you know I've done that to you. You feel it every time you close your eyes, and I'm still there. Every time you try to focus on something else and my presence lingers, refusing to fade. You feel me in ways you don't even have words for yet, and that's what terrifies you the most. You think you are the only one struggling with this, but you have no idea what you do to me. You think I'm composed, controlled, untouched by the distance between us. But you're wrong. You undo me without even trying. You shake the foundations I've built around myself. You make me question every rule, every boundary, every layer of restraint I once lived by. There's nothing gentle about what you awaken in me. And I don't want gentle. I want exactly this fire, this chaos, this pull. You expect me to let you slip away, to let this feeling fade just because you're not in front of me. But that's not how I work. When something gets inside me the way you have, it doesn't leave, it doesn't weaken. It becomes stronger, sharper, more consuming. You think distance gives you safety, but it only gives me clarity. It shows me exactly what I want, exactly who I want. And every second you're away only makes that truth burn hotter. So don't lie to yourself any longer. Don't pretend this connection is something you can outrun. You feel it. Undeniable, uncontrollable, dangerous. And whether you speak it out loud or not, your heart already knows the truth. You're drawn to me in a way that breaks every rule you try to live by. And I'm not letting that slip into silence. Not now, not ever. You keep thinking that putting distance between us will give you back your control, but you don't even realize how deeply you've already lost it. The moment you step away, the moment you try to silence everything I make you feel, that's when the truth hits you hardest. You feel the pull more intensely when I'm not near you, because that's when you can't distract yourself, can't hide behind my presence, can't pretend you don't react to every word I've ever spoken to you. You're alone, yet you still feel me. That should tell you everything. You try to convince yourself that this connection is something temporary, something you can shut off when it becomes too heavy. But you can't. You know you can't. The more you resist, the more you realize this isn't something that fades. It grows, it deepens, it tightens its grip around you until you can't breathe without thinking of me. And you hate how much you feel it. You hate how much I affect you. But you'd hate it even more if it disappeared. You tell yourself I shouldn't have this kind of power over you, but you're the one who gave it to me. Not with words, not with actions, but with the way your heart reacts to my presence, physical or not. You feel something you can't define, something that pushes against your chest every time you think of me. Something dark, something intense, something you're not used to. And you're terrified of it because you've never belonged to anything this consuming before. You keep calling this danger, but deep down you know it's not danger you fear. It's surrender. You're afraid of how easily you could fall into me, how easily you could lose the version of yourself you pretend to be. You know I see the real you, the one beneath the defenses, the one who aches for something wild and uncontrollable. You think pretending will save you, but the truth is every wall you build is made of glass. I see right through it. You wonder why my voice reaches you so deeply, why my words hit places no one else has ever touched. It's simply, I don't care about the version of you the world sees. I care about the version you hide, the one that comes alive in the dark, the one that feels more than it should, the one that tries to act unaffected, even when your pulse betrays you. You don't understand what it does to me, knowing you try so hard not to feel what you clearly can't escape. You think I'll get tired. You think I'll let this fade. But I don't give up on what I want. I don't lose interest. I don't loosen my grip just because things get difficult. That's not who I am. When someone gets under my skin the way you have, they stay. You stay. Not because I demand it, but because you feel it too deeply to walk away. Even now with nothing but silence between us, you know my presence sits right inside your chest, steady and unshakable. So stop pretending you're running from me. You're running from yourself, from the part of you that already chose me long before you admitted anything. You feel it even if you won't say it. You know exactly what's happening between us, and you know exactly why you can't break free. Because once something this powerful takes hold, it doesn't let go, and neither do I.